Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Netshook Arts. Today's topic, baseball card collecting and my greatest ever find at a card shop. I will already give you a hint. I'll show you the backs. If you might recognize this. I don't know if you can read that small print and recognize it, but this was my greatest find ever in a baseball card store. Back in the days, I'll take them out of the binder. These are in the page. These are a subset. I'll begin by telling you that these are a subset from 62 tops. What the heck? Let's just show it now. This is a subset from 62 tops, the Babe Ruth story. I'll take them out of the page. I left them in the page because I wanted to show you really quickly just how beautiful they look. Really, they're all set up when they're all in a binder page. 9 cards in the subset telling the Babe Ruth story. All right, so I'll intro the story as I take them out of the binder page. I'll show you individually. Back in the days when there used to be card shops, I would drive around and occasionally see a card shop. I'd be in a new neighborhood. I would even look. I'd be on the lookout for a baseball card shop that I've never been to in a new neighborhood. And every now and then I'd stumble upon one. I was out in, I think this was close to San Fernando Valley. Came across a card shop. Went in. What do I find? This binder page with the entire Babe Ruth story. Now, I collect Babe Ruth. I love Ruth as a player and as a legend, and so he is a personal collection of mine. And I grab, who can afford Babe Ruth cards, right? Real ones from the days that he was playing. So pretty much the best I can do is tribute cards and that kind of thing. But there are the older cards that still qualify as vintage, and so that gets me a little closer to the actual time of Babe Ruth. And so I've been chasing this set. I had like 3 individual ones, and I was trying to get the set completed when I came across this whole set. Let's take a look at them. They go through Babe Ruth's career. Here we have Babe as a boy, okay, and then of course it tells the story of many of us who are baseball fans. We know the story of Babe Ruth, right? He came up from the orphanage and was playing ball for the orphanage team, and so there's the Babe. Try to guess which one is him, right? He's over there. So there's the Babe playing as a kid with his orphanage team. Then Babe joins the Yanks. One thing that I was so impressed about is, like, these cards are not super rare to find, but I'll tell you what's hard to find. These cards, these 62 tops in this grainy type of an edge that are in good condition. These cards sitting in the binder as they were, as I looked them over, great condition. This one's slightly off center, so it's not a perfect one for me to talk about condition. But here you can see, next card, Babe and manager Huggins. This was Babe Ruth's first Yankee manager. They butted heads because Babe Ruth was young and that fiery-headed, stubborn, party now, play later kind of guy. And so they had a lot of brushes, him and his first manager. But condition, again, the corners, sharp. Not beat up. Some of them, the color's a little faded, but otherwise, these kind of wood grains, they chip a lot. So that takes away from the value and the appearance. But you can see these are mostly all really good shape. Next one up, Babe hits 60. All right, so there's when Babe Ruth really crushed the home run season's record, hit 60, which nobody touched again until Roger Maris. Gehrig and Ruth, of course, the legendary teammates. This one's a little chippy in the top corner here, and you can see what I'm talking about. They'll get banged about, and then you'll lose the wood grain, and you can see the white of the paper layer underneath. So that happens frequently, and they're really beat up, a lot of them. But these are beautiful condition. Look at that corner, huh? Look at those corners on that. That's a little dingy there, but otherwise, and the backs, I mean, the backs are all, you saw them when I showed you the binder page. Backs are mostly beautiful. 1962, how old are these cards? 50 years old, so that's a long time, 50 some. Here we go, next one up. Twilight years, okay, Babe Ruth in his later years. Babe Ruth story. I don't know if you know this. Many Dodger fans know this. Babe Ruth always wanted to be a manager, and so, but they weren't going to let him manage the Yankees. That wasn't going to happen. They figured he's too much of a, knucklehead. He can hit the ball and he can play and he can pitch, but he can't manage, was the thinking. And so, Babe Ruth, the closest that he ever got to being a manager was being a coach. And he was a coach for the Brooklyn Dodgers. So here's Babe in his Brooklyn Dodgers days. Believe it or not, he was a Dodger. Babe's entire batting record here on the back of this card. This is cool. All his seasons, all his numbers. The crazy 90s in baseball card collecting pretty much got away from that. They all became graphics and additional photos and who knows what else. But and sometimes only 3 years of stats or last year's stat. Give me the batting record. That's great. I like the old time backs. Haven't got a problem with them at all. And last couple of them, greatest sports hero. All right, showing how just Babe Ruth, man, he was popular like the president, bigger than the president back then. All right, so there you go. Last card, farewell speech. When the Babe came out and said he's the luckiest man. Oh, that's another guy for another day. All right, but anyway, Babe Ruth had a farewell day, a Babe Ruth Day, Yankee Stadium, his last public appearance. He was already on the way out. Raspy. If you've ever heard the recordings of him giving his speech here, you could hear death rattling at his door. So here's his farewell speech, the final of Babe Ruth. It was a great find for me to come upon this subset that I had been chasing already. I already wanted it. And I found the entire set in a binder page. I asked the guy, how much for this set, right? In good condition, one card of these, they can be pricey. You can pay $20 easy in low condition like these are. I mean, I call them good condition, but for the, ultra collectors, even for them, this is low condition. Higher condition, they run, really high. Anyway, ask the guy, how much? How much for the set? $20. I was already doing calculations in my head. $20 per, $20 times 9. How can I swing this today? I said for the whole set, for the whole set. Bingo, sold. Entire set, Babe Ruth story, 62 tops, fantastic condition, these cards. Just absolutely great condition. $20 for the whole set. I took it and I ran. My greatest baseball card shop find ever. Thanks. See you next time. Peace. Like, subscribe, por favor.